Welcome to Delightfully Dysfunctional, a podcast about navigating the emotions of the human condition and the challenges that come with it. I'm Kaylani Persian Mason, a psychotherapist and life coach with James Timmons, an ever-curious human. This is not a replacement for mental health therapy. Please seek out mental health care if that's what you're needing. This is an opportunity for self-healers to dive deep and understand more about themselves. Welcome back to Delightfully Dysfunctional. I'm Kaylani, and I'm here with James.
Sup? So I'm trying to overcompensate from the last intro.
You know, it is what it is. It was a popular one.
I know.
Because people were on the edge of their seats.
Still? You're like, what do you mean
JK,
still?
JK.
Do you think that you changed our...
We're trying to revolutionize male toxicity. So, you know, you got to
Like we're trying to bring it back?
No. Oh, yeah, that sounded the wrong way. We're trying to shake it up and bring positivity and a balance of masculine and feminine energy. And you have to do that with a little humor and playfulness. I really loved the prompt that you gave for the last episode for people to comment on their life lessons that they got from 2024. So I'm excited for us to go over them because there's some juicy ones.
Yeah, you guys sure showed up and gave us some really good stuff. And it's just cool because like one thing that I noticed, I don't know if this is just my own like lens, because that is that I know there's a hashtag called hashtag Thrive in 25.
Oh.
And I'm noticing a lot of people are sort of fed up with just being in a stuck place in 24 or years prior. And I'm just noticing
a collective shift.
Yeah, a collective shift that a lot of people are like, we're going to level up this year. And I mean, that's where I'm at, and I'm excited, and I kind of want to just like spread the excitement to everyone. So
yeah, I'm feeling that energy too. Like things that I felt maybe a bit stuck on, I'm definitely getting more energy and excitement to tackle, and I'm seeing how it all weaves together to really give me more energy to do the things I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It's an exciting year.
Yeah.
Happy to be here with you, delightful humans. Welcome to 2025.
Yeah, we're here. We're in the future. That's such a futuristic number.
It does, right? Especially like, I don't know, I'm a baby from the 80s and the 90s. That seems very space agey. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, makes me think of, what was that? Was it Xenon on Disney Channel? Makes me think of like, oh, really?
I don't know.
Okay. Or the Jetsons. This is the year that I pictured like...
When did the Jetsons take place, though?
We're probably already come and gone, right?
Well, yeah, because like,
good question. Did they ever give a year for the Jetsons?
Well, I mean, I feel like if you're like writing a book of the future in like 1982, then you're probably gonna be like 2025 is far enough away. There'll certainly be hovering cars at that point, you know.
I had to figure it out.
Yeah, good.
Okay, do you have a guess? Like, I'll give you enough information. The year has not come yet.
Okay, is it 2100?
It's 2062.
Oh gosh, we'll be alive by then.
We'll be alive. We'll see if those advances have come. I don't know. I don't think.
Well, they had like floating houses and stuff.
Yeah. Floating cars.
But then they still had like mid-century vibes. They were
like
old-fashioned.
That cleaning robot.
Yeah.
I'm here for Rosie.
That's definitely probably going to be the way AI. We might humans.
Japan, they already have Rosies.
Yeah. Okay.
My people, they're on top of it.
The Jetsons. So I wonder if I believe in us. I think we are going to reach the Jetsons era, and that's what it's going to be called.
The Jetsons era.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But here we are.
In
the present. And let's go over some of the amazing bits of advice and insights that our wise, delightful humans have given us.
Let's do it. Okay. How are we going to do this?
I've got some queued up already, sir. I'm organized and ready to go. Okay. From Sweet 957, she says, "Don't spend another year doing things that don't bring you joy."
That's perfect. That segue is perfect because what we were just talking about, Thrive in 20, hashtag Thrive in 25. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Life is too short to spend time and energy on activities or commitments or relationships that really drain you. And joy is a signal of alignment with your values. This is the most exciting thing that I get to work with people on, is helping them see those things and understand how to have those boundaries,
Yeah.
still with a lot of compassion. And this is what brings us genuine happiness and fulfillment. And for a lot of people, they don't realize that until it's like later in life. And I just feel like you can do it now. You
Yeah.
can do it now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lot of people will reach a point where they kind of realize that they have not been honoring themselves, and like leaning into their joy. And so it's kind of like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm fed up. And I shared something, actually. I saw something where it says like, the person that's going to come save you is the person that's fed up with where like your situation now, or something like that. So it's,
it's all about bringing that awareness to the present moment. What is it that you want to be doing more of? What's stopping you from doing it now?
Right.
And again, I know that this, I think, already is jumping off of another wonderful insight from our delightful humans that we'll go into, but baby steps and sprinkles. That's kind of my like mantra for the year. Like, do it in baby steps, sprinkle it in. It does not have to be overwhelming. You don't have to make a monstrous resolution in 25. It can be just about gently coming back to these little habits that bring you to alignment.
I love sprinkles.
Sprinkles. See?
Which platform was that?
This was on the Insta.
Okay.
Insta, yeah. Okay. Also from Insta, we have Lavender Rooster _ LLC saying, "Flow and grow, baby."
Woo!
Flow and grow.
Flow and grow.
Yes. I love this one because there is this like natural rhythm to life. And I think sometimes as humans, we can take life too seriously.
Yeah.
And we feel like it needs to be so regimented. And this is about embracing change and letting go of resistance. And I know I'd said this in an earlier episode, but this fall, I just really was feeling the strong desire to like rest and restore. And for the first time, I really gave myself that opportunity.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And I can tell that it has energized me. And I'm coming back with 25 with this renewed excitement.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think you shared something a little recently where it was kind of like along the lines of like, if your body needs to rest, then like let it rest or something. And because that's, when I think of like flow and grow, your body can only heal and grow. Did you know this? When you're sleeping. Mm-hmm. Like, and so it's because like we get in these seasons of like overly ambitious, and we like start striving and working super hard toward our goals, and it's so great. And then you start making progress, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to stop. Mm-hmm. But then you reach burnout, and then you do end up stopping because your body is just like
depleted.
Yeah, we have to stop. So like, don't feel shame when you have to rest. Like really take advantage of those, like Christmas and New Year's just happened, and there was a lot of downtime. And for me, I was like, but I want to keep going. I don't want to sit here. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to even though I don't feel like resting, I'm going to force myself to rest, and I'm going to thank myself later.
Right. Because I think a lot of it is like the societal rush.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a toxic element, especially in American culture, to go, work hard, not get enough sleep. How much are you putting in? And I want to invite for the collective energy for 2025 an adaptability to the challenges, and to see those challenges as opportunity for growth and opportunity for rest. And that flowing with life doesn't mean stagnation.
No.
It's progress with ease and with like a softness. It doesn't have to be hard. Progress doesn't have to feel militant.
Yeah. I feel like this goes perfectly into that TikTok comment that we just read.
Oh, okay.
So let's read that one right now. Okay. Oh gosh, let me pull up TikTok. Okay. This comes from Ashura Lifts 05. Says progress comes in increments, could be 10% or 0.1% a day. Both are something to be proud of.
Yeah, I do love that. I've been having the goal, especially in the winter and it's dark, it's harder to like stay physically active. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it has to happen in like little bursts in the morning. And so even if it's in the morning, just doing like a little 10 to 15 minute. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but these are my sprinkles right now in the winter of like yoga, or I've been into like dance tutorials on YouTube. No one should peek in my windows because I'm just like jamming out.
I think I speak for everyone. We want to see that.
Oh, no. And because I want my fitness to feel fun.
Yeah.
And so I don't care if my fun looks silly because I'm doing it in the privacy of my home right now. But it needs to feel fun, and that's like an important thing I've realized I need, rather than it feeling like, oh, I have to do something that feels more like a chore.
Yeah.
So, although, stay healthy, do your thing, find your groove. It's good to push yourself, all of that. I'm getting there, but I'm in my sprinkle phase.
Yeah, no, I love, you can't overstate that one simple little saying, find your groove, because like people will try to, like, for New Year's resolutions, they'll take on these huge like fitness challenges that I'm always like, that sounds difficult. Like, and you don't want to like do something that you're going to hate. You got to just find your rhythm and find your groove,
right,
and find your flow. And then like something that's you're going to stick with for the rest of your life, Yeah.
I think a lot of people are so achievement focused that having a big goal is the only way that they feel they can motivate themselves. Yeah. But that motivation, that self-talk is often not kind or gentle.
Yeah.
And once you've reached that achievement, like the feeling of satisfaction doesn't continue lingering. So for me, the groove that I'm looking for is just, does it fit into my day? Does it feel good? Does it energize me? Is it fun? And that's like, those are the requirements.
Yeah.
And I'm avoiding the gym because I'd imagine that right now at the beginning of the year, it's a zoo, and I don't want to go there when it's like crazy. So I'm adapting to what I've got available.
Yeah.
Okay, another one from Instagram that is so good. This was a big lesson for me in the past couple of years. This is from the refinery space. Discernment is necessary. Not every opportunity, not every relationship, not every idea is meant for you to take action on.
Right.
And I'm someone who gets really excited by my ideas, and I'm like, I should do it. In fact, I'm being reminded a little bit of this one right now in my life. And I think really trying to assess the situation and the commitment, and does it align with my goals and values? Like, you can be brilliantly full of wonderful ideas, and you might then need to sit with it for a while to know, does this actually feel like it fuels me?
Yeah.
And excites me? And can I trust my intuition? Can I be brave enough to say no?
Right. Also, I'm like, the way I interpret that, what was it again? Discernment
is necessary.
Yeah. Is in the context of like relationships or something. Cause, like the body keeps the score, and, my experience with discernment is just that, your body will sound off alarms based on like early symptoms of past, traumas that you've already experienced. Yep. And so like I've learned lately that to listen to my nervous system when like something just kind of feels off, because in the past I wouldn't, and I would put myself in a really bad situation. And that's discernment is like a physical feeling. It's like a spidey sense.
I've been asking my clients to do this lately, and it's been really a rich activity to just sit with your body and get comfortable. And then I'd ask them questions like, depending on what was going on in their life, like, do you want to run a half marathon? Is your body contracting or is it relaxing?
No, it's absolutely contract. I would never do that. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, no, that's not for me. Right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there might be something that's said where it's like, do you want to continue pursuing comedy? Right. That's one for you.
Oh yeah.
And there's maybe a relaxing, but then you might also sit with a little bit of fear. And then it's like, is that intuition? Is that fear? Like, can we sit with it further? Can we decipher that?
Yeah. You want me to share
Go
TMI?
Ahead, yeah.
When I was a kid, and even today, whenever I would get like a specific type of excitement, I would have to poop. And so
does this make you have to poop?
When I think of pursuing comedy, it makes me have to poop a little bit.
Oh God. God. Oh, get the Depends on hand. Actually, no, oh my gosh. There was an SNL from my childhood that I still remember. It was like one of the best. I had like fake commercials and it was like for Depends. I was like, oops, I crapped my pants. Do you remember that one? Oh my gosh. Get them on hand for him, folks. Buy them up now.
Or I can just go and just do it.
Oh no. It's interesting because like our nervous system, like excitement and nervousness are really two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, and they all connect to the bowels, unfortunately.
Our nervous system, it does. It's like the vagus nerve is going to be like, oh, let's cleanse the system.
Yeah. Well, we got to go so we can't carry this turd. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next one ties in because it's about boundaries, and we need to put some boundaries on this conversation.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is from Peaceful River Mama. She says, and this is my cousin. Shout out, Kate. She says, life is going to continue to test you to see what boundaries you can keep and where you may need to do more work on yourself in order to keep those boundaries in place. Ooh, snaps. Yeah, your snaps are louder than mine. Those were good. Yeah, boundaries are a reflection of self-respect and self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I've learned boundaries are like your relentless agreement with like the commitment that you have to your progress and to yourself. And so, they require practice and reinforcement. Yeah. It's not something that's just like installed and then it works at a 10 all the time. Yeah.
We need to reflect. They need to be tested so we know and can be reminded of our patterns and be reinforced, gives it that opportunity. And it helps us strengthen our communication skills. It helps us assess our needs and our limits. So I think also viewing those times when maybe our boundaries are crossed, we don't have to feel like, here I am back at square one, or why can't I do this? Or it's just so hard, or you shouldn't blame someone else. It's just a gentle realization of practicing more self-compassion and self-respect.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, I know I've mentioned this visual, but growth being this spiral staircase, that visual of like, oh, I'm back where I started in like that GPS location of a spiral staircase, even if you're on a different floor. If I looked you up on a GPS and say you're in the same spot.
That's true.
But at the same time, I can look down and see where I was from a new perspective and see that there has been growth.
Yeah, that's a good point. Going back to the progress being incremental, because like most people think if you don't like make dramatic progress in one day, then if you make a tiny bit, then that's no progress. But the thing is, you have to understand is that it's like 3-dimensional, because like you can go down, and you can go up, you can go forward and backwards. If you have a day where you didn't go backwards, that is progress. Even if it's like 1 millimeter forward, that's still not going backwards. And a lot of us have to fight going backwards,
Right. And to be gentle with ourselves. If it's like we find ourselves back in that hole, there's a way to have, and this takes practice. So I've arrived there, but don't want to be like, oh, it's just so freaking easy. It's not. But to get to a place of I can have regret or feel like I wish I would have done something differently, my behavior, my reaction, without shame.
Right.
And that's going to make the more meaningful change. If you've just been shaming yourself to change for the past, however many decades, I want to ask yourself how well it's worked.
Right.
And if the answer is, not so great, I feel pretty stuck and kind of shitty about myself, then this is an invitation for a new protocol, something that might be more effective, a more effective tool out of the toolbox.
Yeah.
All right. This really builds upon that last one from Peaceful River Mama, but from Discovery Creek _outdoor learning. Maybe a bit cliche, but I really felt the progress is not linear mindset this year. Accomplished so much, went backwards on some, forwards on a lot, waves of stress. Nothing was easy. So much was worth it. And in the end, after all that we accomplished, I realized it was actually just the beginning of so much more.
What a beautiful comment. Yeah.
It really was poetic, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that definitely was right along with what we just said.
Yeah.
That was a perfect little segue because, it's okay if you, one thing that I struggle with addiction, for example, is, this might not be a good example, but when people, they want a string of perfect days, And that might not be a good example because that is something that could kill you. So it is best to avoid the poison. But
I think people have a goal of happiness, thinking that once I've arrived at happiness, then it's all so great. And the journey is like, we are on a journey, and that journey is going to have setbacks, plateaus, moments of doubt. There's going to be cliffs of uncertainty, and that does not negate the progress or the enjoyment you can find on that journey.
Yeah. Setbacks, it's okay. And it's natural. And you have to really accept that setbacks are pretty much inevitable, and like you have tomorrow, most likely. And just
most likely.
Yeah. I mean, you could die today, but
that's why we need to bring in the joy.
Yeah.
And I love, like, it's encouraging being patient with yourself and trusting the process. And it's also this reminder to not feel as though it's a setback, but a learning opportunity. This is an opportunity for me to approach this differently.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for me to be kinder. This is an opportunity for me to set a boundary. I think reframing it that way has done a world of good for my progress. And I know it's something that my clients really feel a benefit from, instead of what can often happen is like, the world doesn't love me back. Life does not want good things for me.
Yeah.
And I'll have to do a whole new episode about this, but I've been listening and reading a lot from Dr. James Doty, and he is a neuroscience and a neurosurgeon, and also a professor at Stanford running a full department that's really about how your consciousness can help you manifest. Which is crazy. Like, here's this neurosurgeon talking about manifestation, but he breaks it down into like the parts of your brain and how you do that in these tiny little goals, in these ways that you speak to yourself, in all of these little tidbits that we're sprinkling into this podcast. It has all brought you to this point where you can create a life that you really do want to have.
Yeah.
And the ingredients of that are more simple than you might realize.
Yeah.
Baby steps, sprinkles, bring in that joy, add some playfulness. Like, does it align with your values? These are those keys.
Absolutely.
All right. I got a couple more for you. Are you ready?
Yeah. Are we on YouTube now?
We're on to YouTube. Okay, here we go. From Creaturoni. The biggest lesson I've learned this year is that you cannot make anyone love you. Self-love, self-care, and self-respect is important for myself, but also for any future relationship.
That's something that, recent discovery for myself, because it's this whole everything is kind of all along the same vein of all these comments, which is great, and but like I read the book by Brianna Wiest, When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal. And one thing that she says is your most important purpose is to heal. Like the sheer ripple effect from everything that comes after that is going to like be the most like pivotal, catalytic, season of your life. And I'm seeing that because when I, like 6 months ago, it was like a rock bottom moment, and then I just decided to like progress forward with a broken heart, but then the healing, the ripples that came after, like the commitment to healing, have positively affected so many different other areas that you wouldn't expect, and so I kind of went off.
This one really speaks to you, like the moving forward when you're in a space of heartbreak, has to come, even if it's a sliver of self-love and self-care and self-respect.
Yeah.
Like, how do I keep building upon that and developing self-care routines that nurture your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual health?
Yeah.
How do you embody those qualities so that you can really feel grateful for who you are in the present moment and not feel like you're a project that needs to be completed by someone else.
Right.
And it avoids you seeking that validation from others. Instead, you can find that real confirmation of, I like myself.
Yeah.
I'm doing, because you cannot like yourself by just sitting there.
Yeah.
You can't, because liking yourself and self-esteem comes from engaging in esteemable acts.
Yeah.
Acts that are aligned in your values and that you view as being brave and courageous in taking these baby steps that will build upon one another towards a goal that makes your heart sing.
Totally. Yeah.
And no one else can decide that for you.
Right. Yeah. Cause like the feeling of like heartbreak and rejection is like such a gutting, like a feeling of being gutted, and you feel like worthless. But then when you take those tiny little action steps where you're betting on yourself when you don't believe anybody else would bet on yourself, and then you start proving it to yourself and then building on top of that to the point where you're like, I'm pretty badass, and like it completely changes your whole perspective of yourself. And then you have like this self-love that now you don't necessarily need the validation externally, because you have it for yourself.
Yeah. And that'll help you navigate who is a compatible partner.
Yeah.
And who is not a compatible partner. It'll help you have the right boundaries for that step. So it's very necessary in finding someone who complements you, because there's no one that will complete you. Yeah.
This reminds me of something I commented on. I'm so sorry. I got to find it. Here it is. Okay, sweet. So do you follow Words of AJ?
No, I'll have to.
Well, maybe
I do.
She's great, but it's 100% focused on like a heartbreak. So she wrote this because she experienced like a really devastating breakup or something, and then her whole thing is about that, like the heartbreak from it. So she has like 1.8 million followers, but the thing says, they say the peace you gain is worth everything you lost, and I wholeheartedly disagree. I can't help but to believe we could have found peace without saying goodbye. And so I wrote, because I don't agree with that. So I wrote, I felt the same way, but the most empowering feeling has been the gratitude I've felt for the heartbreak. It was the catalyst to become relentless with creating the life I want on my terms, and thereby repairing the relationship I have with myself. Now the love I've been seeking is available from me to me, and the love that I give is simply an outward expression of the abundant love I have internally. And so
oh, that's such good little wisdoms you're sprinkling.
That was like 5 a.m. I don't know. I must have blacked out. Yeah. But when I read that back, I'm like, oh, that was good. I wrote that pretty well.
You did. Yes, you did. But, yeah, I agree. Like, and I mean, it comes back to remembering, like, we can't force someone else's path.
Yeah.
We can't force them to feel a certain way. It's really about how do we show up. And there's nothing sexier than like someone who's confident.
Yeah.
And confidence doesn't come just like, why aren't I confident?
Well, hold on. As a woman, is height sexier than confidence though?
I'm a 5 foot tall woman.
I'm joking.
I don't know. Like my high school boyfriend was like 5'5". My only requirement was that you were taller than me. So
I'm totally joking. That's such a thing right now.
I mean, I think that Zach and I were talking about this on a road trip recently. I think there was some like study, and that was like an important thing. But I feel really bad for the men then who are like quality men, and there are quality men out there. Don't disregard them if their height is not the height that you would prefer. There's my okay. I've got another one here from YouTube. Nicolas 1312 says, I know this might sound obvious, but the biggest lesson for me in 2024 that I learned is you have to work for change. Change in yourself, your skills or appearance will never come easily, but if you keep your dedication to it, you will see results.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a beautiful one to round out the comments that we've had. Transformation is the result of this consistent effort, this consistent revisiting, the habits that we build upon, and being able to also, I think self-discipline can come from motivation. Sometimes it comes in waves, but it's trying to find as much consistency as possible. I think the tricky thing for me is like finding that consistency without being shameful if there's a day that you miss.
Yeah.
It's such a balance. Like that's such a key thing. It's like you can always come back to it.
Yeah.
And I love that they're talking about appearance, and I think a lot about kind of gym goals when I think of this comment, but it really has to do with the inner work that you're doing too. Are you journaling? Are you reading books that are inspiring to you? Are you engaging in content that's inspiring? Are you getting off of content that isn't? Or are you taking a break from social media if it's taking too much time from your life? You have to be aware.
The thing that I've noticed is that like when you're like don't feel shame for like when you miss a day, and your life is your progress is all about like recalibrating and like coming back to center, and sometimes like I've noticed I have like a book or something that I'm really into that's really healing and helping me, and maybe I'll go like 3 days and I'll notice that like my body starts to feel more anxiety. I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm gonna allow this to tell me to go back to the thing that was healing me. And so like it's really just kind of like there are ebbs and flows, and just the shame it shouldn't be there. Like don't shame yourself. Anyway,
Yeah. And I think a key thing is to surround yourself with supported people who inspire that growth.
Absolutely.
Who help that growth come along, and whatever goal it is that you have.
Yeah. This has been fun because like we got to kind of glean the collective wisdom of like our community that we've built. And but here's the thing that I shared offline before. I have a gift for you that she doesn't know what it is. I kind of hinted, but
I have no idea though.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it to you, and then I want you to react to. Hold on, I'll tell you. I'll come back.
All right, I just want to say like thank you so much for these wise words from all of our lovely, delightful humans. This was really fun. It was really fun, and it's just encouraging to know that everyone has those things going on in their mind that they're thinking through, that they're putting attention to. Okay. So
you follow. Do you follow We the Urban? Mm-hmm. Okay, so they created a book with.
Oh.
So I got that here. Let me. Like you hold it up for the. Yeah.
Holding it up.
So what I was thinking is, since we're reacting to a bunch of stuff, maybe we could react to like the first 3 pages or something.
Okay.
This
is not sure who needs to hear this, but.
Yeah, because if you follow We the Urban, which we highly recommend following We the Urban, and we're gonna tag them.
Oh, okay. This is a beautiful one. May the journey back to yourself be safe, gentle, and secure. Oh man, this has been a year of growth, especially. Like I've dabbled with a lot of psychedelic work for healing and growth this year, and boy, has it been a lovely catalyst. It has grown in so many ways, and this book, just that first phrase, feels like confirmation of that for me in my own practice.
Ooh,
Practice radical acceptance.
#DBT.
Yeah. Get in the habit of letting things simply be what they are. It's easier said than done, but that is why the art of practice is essential. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means tapping into peace by responding to turbulence with greater resilience and adaptability. It means freeing your mind and nervous system from gainless struggles. It's understanding that draining your energy by worrying never improves the outcome. Embracing this truth is one of the most powerful acts of self-love. Understand that life is unpredictable, and you can only control so much. The faster you accept these things, the faster you will transcend them.
Woo!
This is going to be so
it's
lovely.
like an actual book? I thought it was like just only like the.
Oh, it's like, I mean, it's a little bit. It looks like there's a compilation of their different posts.
That's so cool. It's pretty.
It's also a few different readings. And what's so funny actually is I was realizing it's been hard for me to just sit down and read a book, and right now I'm really into things like poetry where I can sprinkle it in, and this is very much like poetry, where I can sprinkle it into my day and get so much from just a few different pages.
Yeah, like
and
a
then I
little
get to
daily
sit with
devo.
it.
Yeah.
I get to just sit with those reminders. So thank you so much, James. It
Yeah.
was very sweet and thoughtful.
Absolutely.
I have nothing for you. High five. I have a high five.
That's okay. It's okay. Nobody gets me anything.
Oh no, don't say that.
Just kidding.
I'll have Priya make you a lovely piece of art.
Okay.
I'm sure I can line that up. So
Perfect.
I will commission a piece for you.
Okay. Fair.
Thank you for everything that Delightfully Dysfunctional has been thus far. And I know that there'll be a transformation of what it will become, as there is with everything.
Yeah.
And it's just, this has been so lovely to hear feedback from people that we've connected with, and to know that we've connected with other people out there. You know, whether we've had interaction directly or not with you, we truly care. And it really fills our hearts when we know that there's something that you've heard here that has inspired you to just like think a little bit more deeply, or to inspire an action. It's really cool to be interwoven into each other's stories as we walk along this path of life with all of you.
Yeah. Agreed. Ditto.
Oh, thank you, delightful humans, for joining us, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.